The Wild Gentleman von Nordic Games präsentiert. Ja, so smooth ist der Anfang immer bei dem Spiel. Total smooth. Okay, ich habe hier die Lautstärke nochmal kurz gecheckt. Eigentlich müsste das so funktionieren. Ich bin ja so gespannt aufs Ende und ich weiß jetzt endlich, also ich weiß nicht, wie es weitergeht, aber ich weiß, wie es weitergehen muss. Weil letztes Mal bin ich ins Stocken geraten und jetzt steigen wir ein ins Ende von Chicken Police Painted Red. Aber vorher genieße ich nochmal ganz kurz den Sound. Jetzt hier ein kurzer Plop. Ja. Eigentlich müsste ich zu dem Smooth Jazz müsste ich eigentlich ja ein Whisky oder was haben. Oh ja. Okay. Jetzt wollen wir mal das Sound noch gucken. Okay, die Musik ist doch wahrscheinlich relativ laut im Vergleich zu meiner Stimme, oder? Nee, müsste gehen. Okay, dann legen wir los und kommen weiter im Text. Okay. Los geht's, einmal komplett das Lied abgespielt. Fortsetzen in der Story. Also, ich bin an meinem Kofferraum, weil das war noch das, was ich checken musste. Ich habe nämlich hier mit Marty sprechen müssen. Oh, ich kann ihn befragen. Das mache ich natürlich jetzt auch.
Look, Sonny, I think if we go now, there's no turning back. Not today, at least. So, are you ready?
I'm still thinking about it, Marty.
Ah, da ist der neue Ort. Ganz genau, das war's, was ich realisiert.
So, you're going now to confront Mr. Whistler?
We have no other choice, Lewis. We're gonna see it through to the end. We've already come this far.
You're brave, gentlemen. I'm honestly impressed.
Well, the rabbit's onto something.
This isn't about money. Not about courage or pride either. It's simply...
Stubbornness?
Mostly, yeah.
Also dieses Spiel passt einfach wie die Faust aufs Auge. Jetzt gerade zu einem Tag. Es ist so ein gechilltes Spiel. Ich hatte einen anstrengenden Tag. Ich bin noch relativ spät dran. Es ist schon 11 Uhr nachts. Und jetzt gespielt ist halt wirklich genau das Richtige. Hier, Wrestlers Residence. Ein hübsches Herrenhaus irgendwo im Internet. Als Millionen schwerer Gamesspiele wird es auch tun, so etwas sein eigenes Spiel. Was? Ja, klar. Das ist ein guter Ton. Hier, neuer Eintrag. Wrestlers Residence. Also ich war schon überall. Ich habe alles genau angeguckt. Jetzt fragen wir noch Marty. Über Albert Thaddeus.
I just realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now. Do you remember what Natasha said about him?
That he's been acting strange recently?
Exactly. Like, he's not himself anymore.
And was almost hitting us in the face, huh?
Don't blame yourself, Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves. The whole story's too twisted for that.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted cases to come.
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to us, in fact.
Yeah, right.
Jetzt hätte er noch sagen müssen, das liegt an den Developern. Also, jetzt weiter zur Nervenheilanstalt. Fragen.
Do you think the asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy in that place.
Yeah. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process, he doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
Okay, Alberts Brief. An wen war der Brief? Weiß nicht. Okay,
So, what's the plan? We shove the letter in our theory in his face and see what happens?
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth to come out.
I really hope you're right, Boss Bird.
We have no other choice. So I hope so too.
Do you think it's a love triangle? I mean, could Natasha love Albert as well?
Good question, Marty. But I don't think so. When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved Ibn in her own way.
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats in her own way?
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth, but didn't dare admit it, even to herself.
Das war doch auch so, dass die Natascha Katzek-Kut die eigentliche Auftraggeberin von uns war, oder? Habe ich das nicht mehr recht? Die hat ihre Freundin geschickt, um uns den Auftrag zu geben, da zu ermitteln. Aber gut, fragt man mal.
So, what do you think, now that it's clearer?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad. Not intentionally, at least.
I'm not as sure if that as you are, boss. But we'll find that out pretty soon, I guess.
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not her fault, and she can't do anything about it. There are people like that.
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkably similar came to mind right now.
You mean me, right?
Who can even read minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right.
Also, vielleicht hat er recht. Aber ich muss mich ein bisschen dafür entschuldigen, weil die Sprachqualität ist manchmal bei dem Stream hier echt bescheiden. Das tut mir leid. Aber da kann ich nichts dafür. Ich habe eigentlich ein sehr gutes Mikrofon. Ja, ich habe ein sehr gutes Mikrofon und ich habe sogar ein neues Mikrofon. Aber an dem liegt es nicht, weil das liegt auch an einem anderen Mikrofon. Die Sprachqualität schwankt ja auch total und das ist schade. Aber jetzt gucken wir mal. Jetzt gucke ich mal im Kopfhörer. Was haben wir denn hier?
If our theory's correct, this photo will hurt more than a bullet.
That's the plan.
Na, das ist das Foto von. Na, ich glaube. Ich bin mir noch nicht mehr sicher.
Do you think that'll be enough?
Enough evidence. Not in the slightest. That's why we go unannounced.
And with big guns.
Exactly.
I like this new Sonny.
There is no new Sonny. Just the old ones had enough.
Ah ja, ich verstehe. Okay, ich hoffe, ich hatte jetzt nur einen Aussetzer in meinen Downstream von der Story. Fehlt jetzt nichts? Ja, das muss gleich passen. Okay, alles klar. Ich streame wirklich heute in 4K. Das wird nachher ein 4K-Stream sein, der hier auf YouTube hochgeladen wird. Ich meine, bei dem Spiel sowieso 4K hin oder her. Es sind einfach schöne Bilder und vor allem kommt es bei dem Spiel eigentlich mehr auf die Musik an. Und auf die Konversation, weil das ist, also ich muss noch mal sagen, das Spiel ist voll vertont. Jede einzelne Antwort sagt klar, natürlich, das hat man schon auch vor, aber das ist wirklich schon immens. Und immens gut. Immens gut gemacht.
If our theory's correct,
Nee,
That's the plan.
alles klar.
you think you'll
Dann nehmen
need
wir
your
halt.
fake badge?
I never needed a badge, Marty.
What a punchline.
It's more like a kind of good luck charm. It reminds me of who I should be.
And? Does it work?
No, Marty, not really.
Oh, er hat eine Merkung auf jeden Fall.
If
Oh,
we
Whisky.
survive this, can we crack this open?
I'd rather keep it for a really special occasion.
You're saying I'm not special enough?
I was joking. If we survive this, we'll drink it to the last drop.
Now you're talking.
Alles klar. Und seine Merkung.
It's a little outdated, but I understand why you're so attached to it.
It can pierce the skin of a rhino, Marty, and the rust brings back memories. I'm a man of bad habits.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm one of your bad habits.
Rest assured, Marty, you are.
Das ist so cool gemacht. Und Big Bertha.
Ah, Her Majesty Bertha II.
My drumstick still hurts every time I see her.
Be glad you're alive. Bertha rarely leaves witnesses.
Mhm. Also mit der hat er auf ihn geschossen. Okay, legen wir los. Und ab zur Karte. Jetzt die letzte Station.
The
Oh,
sun was
right.
shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Ist übrigens auch der Satz, der bei Top Gear und bei The Grand Tour.
Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Okay. Westers Residency. Alles klar. Alles klar.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
Das ist aber schon ein nettes Anwesen hier. Ah,
What the
ein
hell
Turm.
is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
Is this a mansion? Or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, old Westler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
We could
Da
also
muss ich
drive
I don't think so, Marty. We're born to be suckers.
honest suckers at least.
Same thing.
sehr geil. Man kann immer alles zweimal
Wessler
anschauen.
sure has a sense of style.
Do you mean his car or Natasha?
Both.
Fair enough.
Also man kann
Wessler
alles,
sure.
Do you
Ja.
mean fair enough?
man kann alles dreimal anschauen. Das ist so cool
It's
gemacht.
a
bei dem Spiel.
long way down.
Well, we could finally find out if you can fly or not. Want to try? Look
Nochmal
at all
die
these
Bilder.
plants. It's like nature's claiming back what's hers.
Yeah, amazing.
Strange how someone so rotten inside, like Wessler, can still dream something so beautiful to surround himself with. Look at all these plants.
Yeah.
Strange.
Oh, ein Rattenritter? Ein Rattenritter, Entschuldigung. Oh, krass.
Huh. One of Wessler's ancestors, maybe.
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yeah.
Must be some famous historical figure. How are you with history?
Not so good.
You know, I've always been fascinated by the Founding War, especially the last great battle between the Alliance and the Swamp clans.
Don't believe the tales they tell about the war, Marty. There's nothing glorious or beautiful in it. Just endless suffering and misery.
And a lot of money, of course.
That too.
Maybe one day you'll get your own statue at the PD, boss. I can almost see it now.
Not while Blood Boil's alive.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe one
Not while...
maybe
Okay.
one day.
Not,
Nein,
Oh, yeah.
Entschuldigung.
Maybe one day.
Ach, komm schon.
not...
Achso, ja, ist gut.
Oh, this place has its own greenhouse. What do you think's inside?
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
Oder doch? Vielleicht aber doch. Vielleicht
Do
auch
you
doch.
remember that case? When that old weasel met us in the greenhouse, just like this one.
Of course I remember. We barely talked for 5 minutes, but you drank 2 full glasses of brandy with that old guy.
I needed hydration. It was boiling in there.
Hydration, huh?
A real jungle grows in the middle of the concrete jungle.
And the poet is lost in the jungle.
Okay. Dann gehen wir mal rein. Genau, hier.
Hey, not so
Ah, die
fast,
schon wieder.
chickens. Please excuse my partner. We didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Also, dann sprechen wir doch mal mit Gabriel.
Look who's here.
What a surprise! Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. The 2 suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Is that right, Gabriel? Get the hell out of our sights while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys.
Das ist so cool gemacht. Die Akzente sind natürlich auch klasse. Der hat so einen osteuropäischen Akzent, der hat einen französischen.
Do you sense that, Sonny?
I do sense something. A case of hyper stupidity.
And utter incompetence.
You're right.
Don't shit with me, you foul. It won't work well for you. I'm afraid my partner speaks the truth, gentlemen.
Such tall and handsome creatures, aren't they, partner?
Sure are, partner. Do you sense that, son? And
You're right.
Don't shit with me, you...
Naja, okay. Also, gehen wir rein.
This must lead to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah, just don't let it be us.
Oh, da steht ja Olivia. Da steht denn da noch? Oh,
It's
eine
like the
Wende.
vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is.
Ja, eigentlich schon krass. Alles wird so ein bisschen bewachsen. Ja. Der Brunnen, klar.
This place is incredible, but it kinda gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet.
Die ist aber auch eine ziemlich coole. Die Olivia ist ja
I
die.
wonder how Albert feels about this place. From a cell to a mansion.
Insane, isn't it?
You took the words right out of my beak.
Insane. Verrückt. Wahrlich. Oh, eine Treppe. Ah, ne, kann ich hochgehen? Ich frage erst mal.
It's like some ancient virus is poisoning the place.
Do you mean the plants? Or Albert?
Both, I guess.
Boah, das ist alles zweideutig, was die sagen. Das ist dann langsam schon ein bisschen langweilig. Aber das ist auch von der Stimme her total relaxed. Total chillig. Cool. Sehr, sehr fein gemacht. Also ich weiß nicht, wie es einem geht, wenn man das anguckt, aber wenn ich das anhöre, die Musik dazu habe, ich habe die ganze Zeit ein Dauergrinsen. Das ist so cool und so smooth. Lässig. Ja, genau, das ist einfach lässig.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin,
Huh?
don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
What do they not understand, Olivia? So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss Katsenko.
Please, Sonny, I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko.
Oh. Können wir vielleicht auch nochmal mit Olivia sprechen? Nein, vielleicht. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich weiß es nicht. Doch, ich drücke jetzt mal drauf.
I tried to warn you.
Thanks, Olivia?
Okay, das ist cool. Okay, jetzt spreche ich mit Natascha. Wenn Sunny überhaupt ein Wort rausbekommt.
The truth is, Eben isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Savas.
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah,
Cold, stiff Deborah.
please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please,
Okay.
follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
Adieu. Manchmal wird's richtig cool übersetzt. Sweetheart wird mit Kätzchen übersetzt. Goodbye natürlich mit Adieu. Sehr gut gemacht. Ah, ich kann nicht nochmal mit ihr sprechen, das wäre zu gut. Kann ich mit der nochmal?
I tried to warn you.
Thanks?
Ja, okay. Wir müssen die Treppe nehmen. Also. Oh, jetzt Konfrontation. Das ist aber auch cool gemacht. Das ist so ein leicht verschwommener Blick hier. Sehr cool. Warum ist das so ein Weichzeichner? Aus den eigenen Augen. Naja, tolles Bett. Oh, Fenster, tolles Bett. Oh, Nachttisch. Oh.
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
Ah, vielleicht.
It's a
Nochmal
little
drauf.
early for that, isn't it?
Yeah, some people need coffee to start their day, Mr. Featherland. I start with a good brandy.
Damn. You know what? In your place, I'd do the same.
Na also. Okay. Tolles Bett.
Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
Okay. This
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough! Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit.
Da fehlt das
It's unbelievable how much trouble one single painting can make.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, detective.
I'll make it clear for you soon enough. Be patient, Mr. Wessler.
Even my patience has its limits, you know.
I'm not surprised painting it drove Albert crazy.
Ach, Albert hat das gemalt. Das ist nicht Eben. Also er hat das ja eigentlich gemalt. Stimmt. A.W. Eigentlich hätte das ja... er hat es nicht zugegeben. Sehr interessant. Also komm.
This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking aloud.
Okay.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
Neue Funktion befragen. Okay. Also, nochmal zurück zur Synchronisation. Die Sprache in dem Spiel, die ist so toll. Das ist so ein schönes Amerikanisch-Englisch. Das ist genial. Meine Frau ist eher so der Typ, sie steht total auf Britisch-Englisch, wie du sagst, sie versteht kein Wort, wenn die Amerikaner ihren Kauderwelsch runterlabern. Und ich bin ja, ich bin mit dem amerikanischen Englisch mehr groß geworden, sage ich jetzt mal, weil das liegt mir einfach auch mehr. Aber das hier ist so ein tolles, das ist überhaupt kein amerikanisches Kauderwelsch oder kein Slang. Das ist so eine tolle Sprache. Ich glaube, ich zeige das meiner Frau, die wird begeistert sein. Also das ist wirklich so einfach zu verstehen auch. Und wenn man die tolle Synchronisation dazu liest, das ist echt, das ist ja quasi ein amerikanisch-englisch Sprachenspiel Sonderskleid. Das ist Wahnsinn. Ich freue mich da total. Das ist Wahnsinn. Weiter geht's. Jetzt befragen wir. Weißt du, oder soll ich nochmal?
My time's precious, chickens. Get to the point before I lose my patience.
Don't rush us, Mr. Wessler. We'll get to the point when it's time.
Okay. Oh! Was ist denn das? Oh, Farewell vom Frau. Das ist ja ein... Er hat ja einen Chicken Police. Cool. Okay. Was haben wir denn hier alles? Codex-Einträge. Das war das mit dem... ich habe hier einen Codex-Eintrag mit dem Krieg, glaube ich, gehabt. Oh, the Founding War. Schicksalhafte Global war das Ende der schweren kriegerischen Auseinandersetzungen zwischen der Allianz und Clans der Sümpfe. Okay, alles klar. Und Personen? Olivia. Versuchte uns aus Westlers Herrensitz zu verscheuchen. Ne? Sie schien echt ersoffen und zu machen. Ja, vielleicht ist sie aber... Sie weiß Bescheid. Die will das. Jetzt habe ich die für 2 Personen. Katzenko. Die scheint ja wirklich nichts zu tun, oder? Taschen wollte uns von Westlers zu Hause vorstrecken. Warum nur Sorgen um uns? Ja, dein Anruf nicht. Ja, die scheint irgendwie nicht selbst zu schützen, oder? Es ist ein bisschen verworren, was sie weiß. Wer hat noch ein Zeichen dann? Wahrscheinlich Wessler. Jetzt hier. Albert Thaddeus Wessler. AW. Also doch, der Albert hat das gemalt. Ein gefährlicher Wahnsinniger. Ja, also doch, Albert hat es gemalt. Und sein Bruder hieß ja Eben, genau. Eben Wessler. Also, welcher Wessler ist das? Okay. Wir fragen wir.
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
Molly war ja seine Frau. Und sie war ja auch anscheinend Escort. Okay.
About the painting.
Yeah. My brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself.
Okay, jetzt konfrontiere ich ihn mit dem
This
Foto.
picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No. I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly and quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
Okay. Jetzt kann ich hier noch über Alberts Brief fragen. Ich muss mal ganz kurz, die Musik wird jetzt kurz stoppen, weil ich eine Sekunde außerhalb des Fensters was machen muss. Ich streame ja direkt immer, also ich werde es nicht müde zu erwähnen, ich streame ja direkt von Stadia. Das heißt, ich habe wirklich eigentlich gar kein Equipment. Ich habe jetzt mir wirklich ein neues Mikrofon gegönnt. Und dieses neue Mikrofon, das hat eigentlich ganz gute Sprachqualität. Ich habe eigentlich das beste Headset mit dem besten Mikrofon zum Streamen mir ausgesucht. Witzigerweise war es gerade im Angebot, ich habe nicht mehr wie 30 € bezahlt. Das kann ich zugeben, weil das ist das ganze Equipment, was ich zum Streamen benutze, ist ein Headset für 30 €. So, und jetzt wieder zurück zum Spiel. Und das finde ich ja eigentlich, ich finde das so das Coolste. Ich kann zocken, ich kann Spiele spielen, das macht mir Spaß. Ich kann währenddessen das Ganze streamen, ich kann es mit Leuten teilen auf YouTube. Und ich brauche kein weiteres Equipment. Ich brauche keine teure Grafik-Capture-Card. Ich brauche keine zweite Grafikkarte, um das Ganze hochzuladen. Ich muss keinen hohen Upload-Stream haben. Das streamt direkt von YouTube, von Stadia auf YouTube. Das finde ich das Faszinierendste an der ganzen Sache. Das macht es für mich so entspannt. Deswegen kann ich auch mehr das Spiel genießen. Und dann machen wir jetzt weiter.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha,
More like a confession.
in which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad, insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
Oh, jetzt kann ich ihn vernehmen. Ich habe kein Achievement bekommen für die Befragung. Okay. Ah, das Social Type Achievement. das habe ich bekommen. Ja, stimmt. Okay. Also, letzte Befragung. Oh. Jetzt geht's los.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Oh, der zielt auf mich. Hochstapler. Okay.
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. Eh, I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Ah, okay, er hat jetzt auf jeden Fall mal zugegeben, dass er nicht Ibn ist. Sie wollten alle um ihre schmutzigen kleinen Finger wickeln, nicht wahr? Warum haben sie sich entschieden, an die Stelle ihres Bruders zu treten? Er ist ein Hochstapler, manipulativ. Und er weiß vielleicht noch nicht mal, wer er wirklich ist. Darauf sollte ich mich als erstes konzentrieren, um ihn weich zu kochen. Er weiß noch nicht mal wirklich, wer er ist. Dann vielleicht ist, warum...
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious. From the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You've felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Okay. Na, das immer noch mit dem schmutzigen Finger wickeln. Warum mussten sie ihn verstümmeln? Warum sie ihn nicht einfach sofort töten? Haben sie jemals geglaubt, dass sie Ibn Wessler sind? Ich glaube, er glaubt nicht, dass er Ibn Wessler ist, dann muss ich das nehmen.
Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler?
Did I ever believe? I still do. I believed it all along. Don't you get it? I am Ibn Wessler.
And also Albert Wessler.
I see you're starting to understand.
Okay. Sie glauben also, dass sie gleichzeitig zwei Personen sind. Haben sie es genossen, Produktion rauszureißen? Ah. Also, ja, ich started to understand. Also, ich verstehe jetzt langsam auch, wie das Spiel funktioniert.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
Wie kamen Sie nur auf die Idee, dass Natascha täuschen könnten? Okay, das ist eine gute Frage. Das war also Ihr Plan. Sie bringen ihn um und wenn Sie nicht gestorben sind, dann leben Sie noch heute. Was hätten Sie getan, wenn Natascha etwas bemerkt hätte, auch Sie umgebracht? Oh, das sind alles drei gute Fragen. Ja, darauf zu reagieren und weiter zu kochen und natürlich auch, um zu verhindern, dass er unsere Innereien durchlöchert. Hochstapler manipulativ grausam. Oh, das ist aber jetzt hard. Was nimmt man denn jetzt? Eigentlich würde ich das nehmen. Oh, was hätten sie getan, wenn der Taschendieb das mal wäre auch sie umgebracht? Ah, das ist beides mal Natascha. Ich nehme die goldene Mitte.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibben's ghost.
His what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibben died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibben's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibben Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him. When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Okay, er war schon er. Okay, alles klar. Sie glauben also wirklich, dass sie alles mit ihrer Verrücktheit können? Ist eine Kopie, wissen Sie doch, oder? Das ist sehr viel Konfrontation. Sie genossen doch alle an der Nase rumzuführen, oder? Womit haben sie es verdient, dass sie stören ließen? Okay. Sehr viel Konfrontation hier. Also er will ihn ja konfrontieren.
Do you think you can explain everything with your insanity?
Don't be a fool, Sonny. Insanity is just a temporary state. Just a stop on the way to enlightenment.
So you admit you're insane. That's surprising for your kind.
Of course I'm not insane.
Ah, well, here we are.
Albert was insane. He lost all connections to reality. But I saved him.
You mean you're Ibben?
Both of us, Mr. Featherland.
Okay. I almost understand everything now.
Don't mock me, Mr. Featherland. You're still at the wrong end of the gun, you remember?
It would be hard to forget.
Wann haben Sie sich dass auch wir zu sterben hätten? Haben Sie immer oder sich selbst mehr gehasst? Aber ich würde eigentlich gern das hier nehmen. Haben Sie ihn oder sich selbst mehr gehasst, Albert? Wann haben Sie sich entschieden, dass auch wir zu sterben hätten? Ja,
Did you hate Ibben or yourself more, Albert?
Albert hated himself the most ever since he was born. He idolized Ibben. But every time his brother stood before him, he saw what he could have been himself if he had enough strength. But he didn't. Albert had always been a coward, a pitiful nobody.
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Ibben either. It's only me, and for both of them, I'm perfect.
Can it be that the fear is making you say these things, Albert?
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you? What name should I use?
I don't know anymore. I don't.
I'm very close to breaking him, but if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
Wenn sie noch etwas Rückgrat hätten, hätten sie die Waffe auf sich selbst gerichtet. Das ist sehr aggressiv.
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Oh.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
Oh, 90%. Echte Ermittler. Abschließende Gedanken. Die legendäre Chicken Police ist wieder in Aktion. Ein wenig erschöpft vielleicht, aber gut in Schuss. Gute Arbeit. Wichtiger Hinweis. Albert ist eben Wessler. Der geisteskranke Albert hat den Platz seines Bruders eingenommen und versucht jetzt alle Spuren zu verwischen. Wenn wir ihn jetzt nicht überführen, ist es vielleicht zu spät. Also komm, weiter.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target.
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly,
The cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed.
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Adieu, meine Schöne. Erfolg freigeschaltet. Auch geil. Ich unterhalte mich jetzt auch gleich nochmal, also mit Natascha auf jeden Fall, aber mit Timothy auch, der Idiot hier. Okay, alles klar.
So, what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything,
Yes, I know where to find you.
see you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am?
Goodbye, detectives.
Okay. Ich brauche nicht mehr mit denen drüber reden.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those furheads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me. How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey!
Naja, gut. Warum nicht? Komm, ich spreche nochmal
Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Wessler empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
Ja, das war eine gute Aussage.
And
Come on,
what
Russ.
about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now. don't we?
Yes, I think you're right. Thank you.
We thank you, Natasha. You saved our lives.
But it was also me who endangered you in the first place, right?
Well, I won't argue about that.
Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole...
I said... How did you know we were here?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
Don't get used to it, Marty.
Oh. Ah ja, Gabriel.
Gentlemen,
Gentlemen?
we're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing.
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco.
Auch wieder geil übersetzt. Durchstecken, Bosco. Jetzt kann ich mich noch bedanken.
Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just wanted to thank you
For what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
Ah, okay, die kriegt er nicht rum.
If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
Oh, die bleibt eiskalt. Die bleibt eiskalt. So. Was haben wir denn noch? Oh, die Villa.
Look at all these plants. It's like nature's claiming back what's hers.
Ja, das haben wir schon gehabt. Okay. Was können wir jetzt noch machen? Eigentlich der Fall erledigt, oder? Natascha kann ich noch was machen. Eine Überraschung. Es nennt sich was. Hier ist die Abdrücke und es die anderen Orte rettet der anderen Seite. Ohne sie werden wir nie in dieses Telefon geraten. Ja, das ist klar.
Santino, you're doing that on purpose?
No, sir. Never, sir.
Then get the fuck out of here.
Oh, bellende Hunde beißen nicht. Ich habe ein Achievement bekommen. Okay. Also. Noch was?
Santino,
No,
Na, das war's. Okay.
Maybe one day you'll get your own statue at the PD, boss. I can almost see it now.
not while...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, da ist ja ein Zimmer.
You. What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So, was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations when it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
Okay, Fillmore.
I think I have an idea who hired you, Phil.
Hey, stop it right there. I don't want to know who you think.
Oh, are you afraid your reaction would give you away?
You wish, pal.
Wer hat ihn denn arrangiert? Ich weiß es gar nicht.
Anyway, it's good to see you here, Hawkeye.
I'm glad you made it out alive. It didn't take you much.
Yeah, not much. Maybe one day you'll get your own...
Aber doch schön.
Anyway, it's good to see...
Naja. Nein, Entschuldigung, hier geht's raus.
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
The chicken police, in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim, drop it and cluck off.
No, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Ooh, attention chicken police. Say cheese.
The chicken police is back together. The ruthless roosters are back in action. All of an empire. The following animal species were not included in this game: Indochese tiger, northern white rhino, sphinx, macaw, Hawaiian tree snail, Indian cheetah, and so on. Lost Shore, Villa-Lopez codfish, among many others. Mostly because you're the developer of the game la 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 la. Equals so. Das war es also. Oh, da sieht man die Entwicklung, wie Chicken Police Cake entwickelt wurde. Das ist natürlich auch genial. Wenn es erst gezeichnet wurde, gemalt wurde, von der Konzeption des Artstyles her, ist es natürlich schon ein saugeil Mix. Vom Handygame THQ Nordic Edition. Dieser Foto-Art-Style genial.
But my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Alone we're still lying in my bed. All the colors are dead inside. The whole world goes to black and white. The moon is falling me turning back. I'm tired of it being sane. Chloe's still lying in my bed, and it's dead.
And it's dead, to be continued.
Natasha,
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
Was passiert, das passiert. Oh yeah. Und das war's. Chicken Police Painted Red. Das war die ganze Story. Im Durchlauf vielleicht nicht jedes Achievement mitgenommen, nicht jede Konversation bis aufs Äußerste exerziert, nicht jedes Comic gefunden, aber trotzdem ein absoluter Genuss. Es ist wirklich ein Klassiker und ich empfehle es jedem, der abends mal ganz cool ein chilliges Game spielen will. Vielleicht komme ich auch nochmal wieder und spiele es auch nochmal durch. Vielleicht habe ich ja irgendwas nicht entdeckt. Und ich kann einfach die Musik genießen. Es ist herrlich. Es ist wirklich chillig. Ein diesem besten entwickelt. Einfach chillig. So. Und damit tschüss, zum nächsten Mal. Ja, bis bald.